Religion has shaped civilizations, laws, and cultures for thousands of years. But have you ever wondered if the very system you were born into was designed not to enlighten, but to control? From childhood, most of us are taught beliefs that we never had the chance to question. We are told what to believe, who to worship, and how to live, long before we develop critical thinking skills. But what if religion isn't about truth or salvation? What if it's the oldest and most sophisticated scam humanity has ever known? In this video, we'll uncover the hidden layers of manipulation, power, and control embedded within religious systems that generations have blindly accepted. From the moment you are born, your family, culture, and environment start shaping your worldview. If you were born in a Christian family, you grow up believing in Jesus. If you were born in a Muslim household, you follow the teachings of Muhammad. And if you were born in India, chances are you practice Hinduism. Notice something here? You don't choose your religion, it's chosen for you. This inherited belief system is not based on truth, but geography and tradition. It's a cycle of indoctrination where faith is passed down like a family heirloom without evidence or rational questioning. Religion thrives because children are taught early on to fear divine punishment and to blindly accept authority figures. This is the first trap, making you believe that your religion is the only true path while dismissing others as false. By the time you're old enough to question, you're already deeply invested in a belief system that was never yours to begin with. Religion's most powerful weapon is fear. Fear of hell, fear of eternal punishment, fear of divine wrath. This fear keeps billions of people obedient, submissive, and unwilling to question authority. Imagine a business that tells its customers, if you ever stop buying from us, you'll suffer for eternity. Sounds like the worst scam imaginable, doesn't it? Yet this is exactly what many religious institutions do. They condition people to believe that stepping outside their faith means eternal damnation. Fear is the glue that holds the system together, ensuring compliance. Without fear, religion loses its grip. And this fear isn't just about the afterlife, it seeps into daily life. People feel guilty for their natural desires, ashamed of their choices, and terrified of divine judgment. By controlling your emotions and conscience, religion ensures that you never step out of line, keeping you trapped in an invisible prison of obedience. Let's be honest, religion is one of the most profitable businesses in history. Temples, churches, and mosques demand donations, tithes, and offerings, often from people who can barely afford to give. Religious leaders live in luxury, while millions of followers struggle in poverty. The Vatican, for example, is one of the wealthiest institutions in the world, yet it preaches humility and sacrifice. Megachurch pastors own private jets, while their congregations are told to keep giving in the name of God. Religion has turned spirituality into a marketplace. Promises of blessings, miracles, and salvation are sold to the desperate and the hopeful. What better scam than selling something no one can prove, like heaven or forgiveness, for cold, hard cash? The business of faith thrives on people's insecurities, offering them hope for a price, while leaders profit off unquestioning loyalty. Knowledge is power, and religion has always understood this. Throughout history, religious authorities restricted access to education, censored books, and punished those who challenged their teachings. The church once banned the Bible from being translated into local languages, so only priests could interpret it. Scientists like Galileo were silenced for revealing truths that contradicted religious dogma. Why? Because knowledge leads to questioning, and questioning undermines control. Even today, some religious communities discourage critical thinking, pushing blind faith over evidence. They tell followers to avoid certain books, media, or philosophies that could corrupt their faith. This deliberate suppression of knowledge keeps people dependent, obedient, and ignorant of alternative perspectives. Religion doesn't want free thinkers. It wants loyal believers who don't dare to ask, what if this isn't true? Religion often preaches about free will, but in reality, it offers no true freedom. You are told you can choose, but if you don't choose correctly, you face eternal suffering. That's not freedom, it's coercion. It's like being given two doors. Behind one is paradise, and behind the other is torture forever. Who wouldn't choose the first? This illusion of choice ensures that people believe they are free, while in reality, they are controlled by fear and false promises. Religion also divides humanity, pitting one faith against another, causing wars, violence, and hatred, all in the name of God. Instead of uniting us, it fragments us into tribes that fight over whose invisible friend is more powerful. The illusion is complete when believers defend the very system that enslaves them, mistaking obedience for faith and slavery for salvation. One of the clearest signs that religion is a scam lies in how it has always been tied to political power. Kings, emperors, and presidents have historically used religion to justify their rule. From the divine right of kings to politicians today who use faith to gain votes, religion is deeply intertwined with authority. Why? Because when people believe leaders are chosen by God, they are less likely to rebel. Religious institutions often support governments, and governments in turn protect those institutions. It's a mutually beneficial scam. Politicians gain unquestioning supporters, while religions secure protection, wealth, and influence. Look closely at any society, and you'll see how religion is used to manipulate the masses into obedience, not to liberate them. Instead of challenging corruption, religion often acts as a shield for those in power. Religion doesn't just control through fear, it also uses guilt as a tool. From a young age, you're told that your natural instincts, desire, curiosity, even questioning, are sinful. This creates a cycle where you constantly feel inadequate, unworthy, or ashamed. And conveniently, the same religion that condemns you offers forgiveness, but only on its terms. You're trapped in an endless loop. Feel guilty, confess, atone, repeat. This psychological manipulation ensures that you never feel fully free. You always need the institution to save you. It's like a doctor poisoning you, then selling you the cure. Religion thrives on broken people because broken people are easier to control. Instead of teaching self-worth, it teaches you that you are nothing without God, and by extension, without the religious system that claims to represent Him. Hope is one of humanity's strongest emotions. It drives us to survive, dream, and strive for better. Religion hijacks this emotion, offering promises of heaven, blessings, or miracles in exchange for obedience and money. People suffering from poverty, illness, or loss are the most vulnerable. Instead of being helped with real solutions, they are told to pray harder, give more, and wait for divine intervention. This is exploitation at its finest, taking advantage of desperation. Religious leaders position themselves as gatekeepers to hope, controlling access to comfort and meaning. And yet, the promised miracles rarely come. What does come is continued dependence on the system, ensuring people never stop seeking what religion pretends it can deliver. Look at the rituals in every religion: kneeling, chanting, fasting, offerings, and endless ceremonies. These practices are designed not for enlightenment, but distraction. They keep you busy, focused on outward displays of devotion instead of inward questioning. Rituals create the illusion of spirituality while preventing genuine self-discovery. Instead of asking, "Why am I here?" or "What is truth?" people are taught to repeat memorized prayers, recite holy texts, and follow empty traditions. Rituals also create conformity. When everyone around you does the same thing, it reinforces the belief that it must be right. This mass conditioning ensures that people never pause to see the scam for what it is: a cycle of actions that lead nowhere but keep you loyal. One of the greatest scams of religion is its promise of unity, while in reality, it divides. Wars have been fought, nations destroyed, and millions killed in the name of God. Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism all claim to be peaceful, yet history shows rivers of blood spilled under their banners. The scam lies in convincing followers that their faith is the chosen one, while others are wrong or even enemies. This division weakens humanity, preventing us from uniting under shared values of compassion and reason. Instead of focusing on truth and progress, we waste centuries fighting over interpretations of ancient texts. Division is control, and religion has perfected the art of keeping humanity fragmented and distracted. Think about it.
No one has ever returned from the afterlife with proof, yet religions confidently sell detailed descriptions of heaven, hell, or reincarnation. Why? Because the unknown is terrifying, and people will cling to any story that eases that fear. The afterlife becomes a product to sell. Believe in our faith and you'll get paradise. Reject it and you'll suffer forever. This carrot and stick model is one of the most effective scams ever devised.
Instead of facing mortality with dignity and acceptance, people spend their lives fearing death or preparing for rewards that may not exist. The scam thrives because the afterlife can never be proven wrong, only promised. Every religion points to a book, scroll, or scripture as the ultimate truth. But when you read them, they're filled with contradictions, outdated laws, and passages that reflect the culture of their time, not eternal wisdom. Yet, followers are told these texts are perfect and unquestionable. This creates a trap. You are taught to see flaws in other religions' texts, but not your own. Anyone who questions or interprets differently is shamed or silenced. The scam is brilliant. Tie people's sense of morality and identity to an ancient book, then forbid them from seeing its flaws. In doing so, you make them prisoners of words written centuries ago, unable to think beyond them. At the top of every religion are elites who live lives very different from their followers. Whether it's priests, imams, gurus, or monks, these leaders claim special access to the divine. They position themselves as intermediaries. You can't reach God without them. This gives them immense power over the lives of ordinary people. They decide what is sin, what is holy, and what is forbidden. And because they are seen as chosen or anointed, their authority is rarely questioned. This system ensures that power and wealth stay concentrated in the hands of the few, while the many remain dependent and obedient. The scam works because people believe these elites speak for God, when in reality, they only speak for themselves. Throughout history, religion has resisted scientific discoveries that threatened its authority. The Earth revolving around the sun, the age of the universe, evolution, all were once condemned as heresy. Why? Because science provides answers without needing priests or sacred texts. It frees people from superstition. The scam of religion depends on keeping people ignorant, so it attacks knowledge that undermines its stories. Even today, debates rage over evolution, stem cell research, and cosmology, with religious groups fighting against progress. Science seeks truth through evidence, while religion seeks control through faith. The more humanity embraces science, the weaker the religious scam becomes. Another way religion maintains control is through gender roles. Across cultures, religions have consistently placed men in positions of power while restricting women. Women are told to be submissive, cover themselves, remain silent, or sacrifice their ambitions for family and faith. This isn't divine, it's systematic oppression. Religion uses sacred texts to justify sexism, making it seem ordained by God rather than designed by men. This scam ensures that half of humanity remains controlled and disempowered, all while being told its holy duty. This manipulation not only stifles individual freedom, but also holds back societal progress. Children are the easiest to manipulate, and religion knows it. Most people don't choose their faith, it is forced upon them before they can think critically. Religious education, Sunday schools, Quran classes, all target children, filling their minds with fear, guilt, and unquestioned beliefs. By the time they grow up, these beliefs feel like truth rather than conditioning. This is the most unethical part of the scam, taking advantage of innocence to perpetuate control. Instead of teaching kids how to think, religion teaches them what to think. And the cycle continues, generation after generation. Religion thrives on miracles, stories of divine intervention, healing, or supernatural events. But when examined closely, these so-called miracles fall apart. They're often based on hearsay, exaggerated tales, or psychological tricks. Yet, they are used to inspire faith and obedience. Leaders claim powers of healing, but no real evidence supports them. This creates a cycle where people desperate for hope cling to miracle claims, never realizing they are being deceived. The scam works because miracles can't be disproven in individual cases, but they also can't be proven universally. They are the perfect bait for the desperate and the faithful alike. Religion creates problems, then sells solutions. First, it defines ordinary human behavior as sin. Desire, ambition, doubt, things that are natural to human beings are labeled as evil. Then, the same system offers forgiveness, redemption, or purification. This keeps followers in a constant state of dependence.
The scam is brilliant. Create a disease, then sell the cure. Without sin, religion loses its power. That's why sin is emphasized endlessly. It ensures people feel broken and in need of saving. Many argue that religion is valuable because it creates community. And yes, it does bring people together, but at what cost? That sense of belonging is conditional. You must conform, believe, and obey to be accepted. Step outside the rules and you are shunned, judged, or exiled.
True community is built on unconditional acceptance, but religious community is transactional. It is unity built on conformity, not freedom. The scam is in presenting this conditional belonging as love, when in reality it is control disguised as fellowship. Finally, the scam sustains itself through cycles of doubt and reaffirmation. Everyone questions their faith at some point, but religion prepares for this by labeling doubt as sin. Instead of seeing doubt as natural curiosity, it's treated as weakness or rebellion. This ensures that whenever people start to break free, guilt pulls them back in. The cycle repeats endlessly. Believe, doubt, feel guilty, reaffirm faith. It is a self-perpetuating trap designed to keep people locked inside forever. One of religion's most profitable scams is the constant prediction of the end of the world. From ancient prophecies to modern televangelists, leaders claim to know when Judgment Day is coming. They spread fear of global destruction while offering themselves as the only safe path to salvation. And people buy into it, literally. Entire movements have sold property, donated wealth, or given up their lives waiting for apocalyptic promises that never come true. The scam thrives on fear of the unknown future, recycling failed prophecies into new ones, keeping followers in a perpetual state of urgency and obedience. Religious wars are not just about faith, they're about power, land, and wealth. Throughout history, leaders used religion as a justification for conquest. The Crusades, jihads, and countless holy battles were less about God and more about resources. Religion provided the moral excuse for violence, making followers believe they were fighting for righteousness instead of greed. The scam here is clear, convincing ordinary people to sacrifice their lives while elites gained territory and riches. Religion masked bloodshed in divine approval, ensuring that war appeared noble rather than corrupt. Religion has often been a safe haven for financial corruption. Donations are rarely transparent. Tax exemptions allow institutions to amass fortune unchecked, and vast wealth is hidden under the banner of holiness. Megachurches, temples, and mosques often function like businesses without accountability. Leaders drive luxury cars while claiming their wealth is a blessing. In reality, it's money siphoned from followers through guilt and promises. The scam continues because questioning where donations go is framed as questioning God, silencing criticism, and enabling endless corruption. From crosses to crescents, statues to relics, religion thrives on symbols. These objects are charged with supposed sacred power, convincing followers that mere physical items hold divine significance. But in truth, they are tools of psychological control. By tying emotions to symbols, religions create loyalty that transcends reason. People will kill or die over pieces of cloth, stones, or statues, all because they've been told these objects are holy. The scam is that power doesn't reside in the symbol, it resides in the belief manufactured around it. When a loved one dies, people are at their most vulnerable. Religion exploits this moment of grief by offering funerals, rituals, and prayers, often at a steep price. Families are told that without these ceremonies, the soul of the deceased may suffer. This emotional manipulation ensures compliance and payment at a time when people can least resist. Instead of comforting the grieving naturally, religion monetizes death, turning sorrow into profit. The scam thrives because no one wants to risk their loved one's afterlife. From faith healers to holy water sellers, religion has built an industry around false cures. People suffering from chronic illnesses are told to pray, buy blessed oil, or attend miracle crusades. Some abandon real medical treatment out of desperation, placing their lives at risk. The scam plays on hope and fear, convincing the vulnerable that supernatural healing is possible for a price. And when it fails, blame is placed back on the individual. Not enough faith, not enough giving, not enough prayer. It's a cycle of exploitation with deadly consequences. Many religions, especially Christianity, teach that humans are born sinful. Think about that. Before you even take your first breath, you're condemned. This belief ensures lifelong dependence on the church for forgiveness. The scam is profound. Create a debt at birth, then position yourself as the only one who can erase it. It robs people of self-worth, making them feel guilty for simply existing. Instead of celebrating life, religion convinces people they are broken from the start, ensuring lifelong loyalty to the system offering salvation. Another clever tactic is the endless loop of confession. Followers are told to confess sins regularly, reinforcing guilt and dependence. Then, redemption is granted by a priest, imam, or guru, never directly by God, but always through the institution. This ensures that people never feel complete without returning to the system. The scam is that the same authority defining sin also controls forgiveness, making it both the judge and the savior. This dual role guarantees perpetual obedience.